Well, a very good afternoon on the, what day is it, Andy? The 5th of June 25, and I'm standing here on freshly cut lawn. It's Andrew Carnegie's birthplace museum. I've always wanted to come to Dunfermline to see this, and I thought I'd pop down. So I'm going to mosey in. It's not a very bright summery day, unfortunately, but we're going to have a little look about. Not sure of any costs involved, probably, but for me, I'm a great fan of philanthropists like Mr. Carnegie, and we shall pop in and see what's what, Annie. Let's pop in, shall we? Well, I don't think we'll pop in that way, sir. I think we need to go around the side. I did see this actually on my approaches. And, yes, he was, he gave a lot of his wealth away. And, well, you can't beat a man that does that, can you? There's the gentleman there. Andrew. Millionaire and philanthropist, was born in this cottage on the 25th November 1835. He's a millionaire and he didn't even win the lotto. He worked hard to give it all away. Well, that was entirely unfortunate. The door was closed for a reason. I was actually disappointed. I used my best skills with the young lady to say, look, I've come afar to be here. I knew myself that it was late and I didn't realise it was that time. She said the last people allowed in is 3:20. I said, can I just come in for 5 minutes? She said, no. I said, alright. Never mind, we'll get it again. We're on St Margaret Street, and that's Mr. Carnegie's cottage where he was born in 1835. So what we'll do, we'll wander up to the Abbey. This is the old part of Dunfermline. Dunfermline's a bloody nightmare to get around in the car, I'll tell you that much. It's truly awful. But we're going to have a little wander up this way and see what's what. I better turn my camera off, there's people wandering about. Well, we shall keep it active for a moment. But I was a wee bit disappointed there because obviously I had come especially to see it. I should have came down earlier in the day. So I think by next time I'll be here, well, I don't know when that's going to happen. But it's not a wasted journey because we're going to go up to the Abbey. So I'm sorry, Mr. Carnegie, I can't broadcast your, you know, the things you've done for so many people. But I did think that the person was a bit, I mean, it was not officially closed to 4 o'clock, and yeah, it would be a kind gesture to say, well, come and do a quick couple of starts, but maybe it's quite, maybe she thought I would spoil it for a proper tour around, so I can understand. But, so this was the old seat of, this was the capital of Scotland at one point in time, and seems to be the capital for bloody discount stores, B&M and was it Matalan, and you know, I suppose Asda's. I'm all for cheaper pricing on food. That fish supper, well, not a fish supper, I actually sat down at a table and ate fish and chips yesterday in Edinburgh at a place called Landy's. It was absolutely brilliant. The fish was about a foot long, and I thought it was wonderful. But I seen some lady who covered doing a very similar event in Harrods. I best not give the name of the dish, but it was simply fish and chips with a slice of lemon and it cost £37. And she counted there was 8 chips. She said there was should have been 9 chips. So I suggest that the waiter probably snatched one off and gobbled it up en route from the kitchen to the table. I couldn't believe it. I don't think the woman could believe it either. £37 for a bloody small piece of haddock with breadcrumbs. I had breadcrumbs in mine yesterday. It was absolutely delicious. It kept me going for the whole day. I didn't need any more. I had a little soup when I came back home, of course, but that's all I needed. So let's have a little wander up here, Andy. You always get the impression in these places that the locals don't come and visit. Look at this. Isn't that superb? Let's have a read of this. Dunfermline Palace. It was probably built, this is the palace here, probably built in the 13th century, originally as a guest house of the Abbey. It became a royal palace for Scotland's kings and queens. In the 16th century, alterations and additions were commissioned by King James VI and Queen Anne. The palace was the birthplace of many royals, including King Charles I in 1600. I was going to say he wasn't born. King Charles I in 1600, a son of James VI and Queen Anne, and a daughter, Princess Elizabeth, in 1596. You know, it's Charles and Elizabeth, brother and sister. So she was grandmother of George I, the first Hanoverian king, and the ancestor of the present royal family. So there you go. These nationalists in Scotland who are always shouting out about, you know, the Stuart dynasty and stuff, well, they haven't read anything about the National Covenant of Scotland, I'm sure, because the majority of Scots wanted to be in charge of who they worship, not the king, but God. The National Covenant in 1638, and these nationalists don't agree with lots of things. They try and bury and change history, but it's all there. Some of them can't even accept the 2014 decision on the referendum. They seem to think that, oh well, we didn't get it there, we'll just keep going and we'll try again, we'll keep doing this. They don't even accept the decision of Brexit. I wasn't a fan of leaving Europe. I thought it was a bloody stupid thing, but just when we got ourselves all organised, and we lost so many of our better rules and regulations as a result of leaving. Okay, we saved a few £1 billion a month by doing so, but we also lost several billion. That's why every place looks like bloody tip everywhere. And there's no capital projects. There isn't any money for capital projects because we've left Europe. But if you go to Malta, you'll find plenty of capital projects. So, Dunfermline Abbey and Palace, April to September, we're open till 10 to 4:30. Admission's free. Well, that's good, isn't it, Danny? Coming up the stairs, look at this, grand. I mean, why can't the modern architects do something similar? And I'll tell you why, because they're bloody hopeless. And they couldn't do it now. Much as they tried, they just couldn't replicate all this sort of stuff. So we'll go across and have a little wander and see what information I can glean from the principal. We look at the archways and everything. Yes, thank you. Is it in this way, is it? Perfect, many thanks. So the stonework, I'm not sure, it must be a local quarry they grabbed all the stone from. It's a bit breezy, Annie. But look at the lettering of Bruce, King of Scotland. Look at the intricate details of that up in the tower. Isn't that wonderful? So, oh, Annie, focus. So we shall pop in and we shall see what they say. You might recognise me from somewhere. Somebody in Edinburgh recognised me yesterday, said, "Are you a YouTuber?" I said, "Yes." "How do you know that?" She said, "I think I've seen your channel." Ah, look at this, Andrew. Isn't that absolutely amazing? That truly is. That's a wonderful, wonderful architecture. You've no idea. This camera's not doing it at all justice, and stained glass windows all round. Look at these columns, Annie. It's perfect, perfect. Isn't that just so amazing? Look at this one up here. Can you see it, that? Oh, that's just amazing, Annie. I have to say I'm completely impressed by this. It certainly right away makes up for any disappointment at Andrew Carnegie's house. This is just, even the columns have got carvings. It's just fantastic, Andy. I need to go in and make a prayer, Annie. Come on, let's go make a prayer. Quiet door as well. This is brilliant in here, isn't it? Look at this, Annie. The Abbey Church of Dunfermline, Andrew. I'm going to say a prayer. I'm going to sit here. Well, despite some background mumbles and stuff from the other people who are visiting, I have to say it's remarkably peaceful. It is absolutely brilliant. It is a wonderful place to stay. You sat in Dunfermline Abbey and spoke with the Heavenly Father, made prayer, and offered thanks for life. And you can just see the love of the craftsmanship and the people who not only designed but built these fabulous buildings all across Europe. I mean, the churches in Malta, well, Catholicism, but the great churches of Rome are pretty fantastic. But I have to tell you, This building itself is amazing. It really, really is. It's absolutely amazing. It truly is. Look at the little gargoyles. This is the Bruce vault and pulpit here. Look at the intricate carvings. There's Bruce himself. The specs, let's see the date in there. It was erected in September 1890. It's just amazing, Andy. It truly is. This has all been hand carved. There's been not one piece of machinery used in the... Look at this. I mean, just one mistake and the whole thing would have been ruined. Look at the angel, Annie. Isn't that beautiful? It really is. I have no idea. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've never seen anything like it. Can I just see a bit further here? Can't see that light. I don't have my spectacles, unfortunately, the writing's just a bit too small. But nevertheless, it's wonderful. Look at that. I've stood at a lectern in church several times actually, speaking. I'll just read these flags to you. The arms of the King of Scots dates back to Alexander II. In the 13th century, I think Alexander II, was it up until 1296? So this has been to the present day. And here they represent the several kings buried at Dunfermline. This one here is a symbol of the burning bush used by the Church of Scotland since soon after the Reformation. These arms with the birthplace on the arms of Scotland. This altar were regularised in 1959 with the motto Ni tamen consumabata, and yet the bush was not consumed, referring to the burning bush in Exodus chapter 3 verse 2. The burning bush is not destroyed by fire. That refers to Moses, of course. That's what that's about. God spoke to Moses through the burning bush. And then we have the arms of the sovereign after James VI inherited the throne of England in 1603. These arms were also borne by his son, Charles I. Can you see that? Born in Dunfermline, as I mentioned earlier. He's the last king to be born in Scotland. There's a lot of flags and lots of information. I won't go through them all. But that's pretty amazing. Yes, it's on the death of Alexander that they started all the problems about Edward I wanting to invading Scotland. The new Abbey Church of Dunfermline was built to the design of William Byrne of Edinburgh and was dedicated in 1821. Back in 1818, the foundation work for the building was in progress. The tomb of King Robert the Bruce, who had been buried in the old abbey in the year 1329, was rediscovered, and the remains were carefully interred with the new church. There's a huge amount of information. I have to do a lot more online research about this place and give you as much information as I can, but for now, I think you must agree, what a wonderful place to come and visit, and a lovely place to sit and have prayer. So I'm very, very pleased that I came in here, and I will return because I obviously need to come back and see Andrew's little cottage that was born in 1835. So that will be something I need to do. But for now, goodbye from Dunfermline Abbey, and hopefully I must carry my spectacles with me more often. I get caught out quite a few times with the fact that I can't read things. Robert the Bruce tomb and the national plaque is situated underneath the pulpit in the centre of the church when I filmed that, so that's very, very gracious to see that. Yes, for a very, very worthwhile visit, Andy. That's what the girl in there says to me. She's, I think probably if you're going back 600 or 700 years or more, you might have been King of Scotland yourself. I says, well, sometimes I feel that. I feel that I've had some royal blood, and I can't pinpoint exactly, but it's. I think it goes back much earlier than the 12th century. This little squirrel, you might have just missed it there. He came around to say hello. He's behind that pigeon. There he goes. There he goes. I said, I knew you were coming, Eddie. Get any nuts for me, please? She says, come on, get in your pocket, get some nuts out, please. I know you've got some. Come on, Eddie, get them out. I read this to you. The seat below was reputed to be part of St Margaret's shrine. It is made from Frosterley marble, which contains fossilized seashells millions of years old and brought from County Durham to use for royal burials. Isn't that amazing? It's a much more conventional bench, but still it's wonderful. I've really enjoyed it here, Annie. I have. Charles I, King of Great Britain and Ireland, was born in the Royal Palace of Dunfermline on the 19th of November 1600. The second son of James VI and first of Anne of Denmark, he was the last king to be born in Scotland. Charles became heir to the throne in 1612. After the sudden death of his elder brother Henry, and in 1625 was crowned king in Westminster Abbey. In 1633, the year of the Scottish coronation, the month of July saw his first recorded visit to Dunfermline since childhood. During his brief residence in the palace, he created Sir Robert Kerr an earl and conferred knighthoods on 5 more of his Scottish favourites. Charles' reign was characterised by bitter political and religious strife and culminated in civil war. Captivity and defeat led to his trial as a tyrant, traitor and murderer. Charles Stuart, on the 30th of January 1649, he was executed in front of the Palace of Whitehall, meeting his death with dignity and courage. His remains were interred in the Royal Vault at Windsor. Traditional tales report evil portents attending his infancy. That's odd, isn't it? In one of these, a bloody cloak was said to have blown in through a window and rested on the child's cradle. Well, that would bloody put any midwife off from looking after the child, wouldn't it? Yeah, see, it's because of what he did. I'm quite sure he had an untimely end because of what he decided to do in regards to well, I'm more important than God. That's what he said to the Scottish people. He wasn't Cromwell's favourite chap either, was he? He wasn't liked by anyone actually. It was you know. And Charles II, well, he had a whole lot to deal with as well. He had the bloody plague to deal with and the Great Fire of London and everything. And the nationalists want the Stuarts to return to the throne. And as I've mentioned often, tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands when you think about it, have been killed and slaughtered in Scotland just because of a selfish few wanted to return to the Stuart dynasty. And Rome to be head of the church. So there we go. That Herringull actually believes well, is agreeing with everything I said. Yes. That's beautiful. Stop your announcement, you. Stop mucking about. Come on down and get something to eat, you. There he goes. That's a boy. That's better. Yes. Now we got two for Joy in it. Here we go. Here he comes. Him and his pal. Well, you weren't quick enough. The jackdaws got there. It's your own fault. Yes, I left it for you. I did, I left it. You got a little bit right, you know. Yes, a jackdaw there. Blame him, not me. That's no wonder you're upset. That poor magpie had watched me put that crumbs of that little cake down there for him. He sat in the wall, he got a little bit and he ate that. At least there's 2 of them. Yeah, she's disappointed. This is what happens if you're timid. What a shame, eh? Jackdaws ate a lot.